Tell your homegirl, listen to it.
Nah, Chris Brown. Speaking of Chris Brown, so y'all saw this shit about Remy Martin going off, right? On State of the Culture.
No, I seen the clip, but I didn't. Really...
You saw the clip, right?
Okay, what happened?
When she was basically like, "Yo, she think it's fucked up that." Basically, how we all feel like it's fucked up. How this woman was like, "Yo, he raped me." He had now. Say if she went through with this shit, she never came out. Think about all the money spent. Chris Brown would have to traveling to Paris back and forth for court dates. Mm-hmm. Booking a hotel, lawyer fees, and it's like if she would have kept continuing on with the story, but luckily she was like, "Yo, I lied, whatever," and Remy was like, "Yo, Chris Brown made a shirt. Fuck that, give me a shirt. Like I'm gonna wear the shirt too. Like bitch, you like to me, I felt like in situations like that, I think that woman's charges should be brought up.
Of course, yeah.
Like how can you lie on somebody? You could have ruined this man's life." And now you just be like, oh yeah, like it's a rap. You get a slap on the wrist. Like that's crazy to me.
I think it definitely. I've heard that a lot of people say that if something should be happening to people that do that, like you putting out false allegations about something that could take away that man's
ruin the
freedom,
man's career freedom,
like completely take away everything.
You already see what he going through with his daughter on a day-to-day basis with the custody, the child support. That's just something the baby mom can use against him in court. Like, look, he out here raping women. He a menace to society. Let me get my daughter.
So you turning everything like just because you trying to come up on some money or come up on the artist,
man. Like if I was Chris, bro, really, I'd be like, look, this is me. This is what I would do if I was in. And I've been in that situation. Y'all remember that, right? Mm-hmm. You remember that, BZ? Nigga, you remember when the lady lied and said I raped her? Bray, you remember that, right? In San Luis Obispo.
Oh, yeah.
Nigga, you remember that? Nigga, we was all on the phone together.
We was all on the phone. He called us. He was like, nigga, guess what? Like,
you don't remember. He don't remember.
I don't, but like, that's what
I do remember. That's when you was standing up there.
Yeah. You don't remember that, Ray?
You don't remember that?
All my niggas
when he moved.
Ray, you remember when... Was he on... He might not have been on the phone with us.
No,
it was me.
I think you was on.
You the phone. Was on because it was me. It was all of us. Me, you, and Deshaun was on the phone with us. Deshaun was on the phone with us too, right?
I don't remember Deshaun being. I remember you being on the phone.
You don't remember that? And the lady lied. Remember, I had just got off of work. All right, look, y'all. So I gotta tell y'all a story. This is why I can relate to situations like this. So it was this lady. I used to drive on buses in Central Coast, California, whatever. I had to work on a Sunday one day. A lady got on my bus, and she would ride my bus all the time though. But on this part, she was a doctor. She worked Monday through Friday. She had her own practice and everything. You know how white people, they park their car, hop on the bus. They do shit like that. So I had to work on a Sunday one day because I had Mondays and Tuesdays off. So I worked every Sunday, but I was doing one particular route that I would never do. So she got on my bus. And I don't know how she knew I was working, but she rolled. You know how the buses do a loop. You just go back and forth. On the last loop, she was like, "Hey, David, what are you doing after work?" So I'm like, "Nothing. I'm about to go home and just chill. It was a Sunday." She's like, "Oh, you should come over to my house. I'll cook you dinner. What do you like?" And I'm like, "Man, I really don't want no dinner, but I'll come over." And she was like, "Yo, she was like, do you have a girlfriend?" I'm like, nah. She was like, oh, well, basically she was just saying she wanted to have sex with me. I knew that. So I clocked out, parked my bus, did all my little work. I get my come here. I called you though, didn't I? I called you and I was like, yo, this white lady want me to come over and she want me to smash. Should I do it? But I knew I shouldn't have did it.
You sure you didn't call Deshaun?
Maybe I called Deshaun, but you knew. How did you know?
I remember you calling me after.
I think it was after the fact. Yeah. I think I called you after the fact.
I told you, nigga, don't do that.
But Bees, I told you though, Ray. I called you.
I can't.
Or you might have called him and told him.
No, it was me, you, and Deshaun on 3-way.
Okay.
And I called you after the fact. So anyway, I go to the girls. I go to work. I call Raymond and Deshaun. Obviously, guys, Raymond don't remember. Anyway, yeah. So I called him. Raymond and Deshaun's like, yo, do it. But for me to have to call them, that was a sign for me not to go.
You should call me.
because I was already being apprehensive about it. So I go over there. I go to her house. She lived in not in a gated community, but she lived in a community where it was off to its own. Yeah. It was like, you remember how we lived in the cul-de-sac in Atlanta? It was something like that.
Yeah, I know how it is.
Yeah, so I pull in there. I'm sitting in front of her house, and it was a white lady walking her dog. Because I wasn't going to go in. So I'm sitting there, like, contemplating, like, damn, should I go in there? When the white lady, I had my Camaro at the time. When the white lady saw me come in, walk by, that's when I got up out my truck and went inside her house.
Because you don't want them to be like some black dude is outside.
Fucking this. Give it to Beasley. Fuck.
Welcome
Shit.
to Red District Live.
All right, so look. So I go in there. I didn't even smash. I just got head. So I get here. I bust. I busted my hand, man. I didn't even want to know my. I'm thinking I don't even want my DNA there. So I'm like no, but this real shit. This is how I'm thinking. So I'm like, all right, I finished, washed my hands, whatever. So I didn't want to just leave right after. So I talked to her for about 20 minutes. I ended up leaving. Nigga, why am I getting in the car? The same white lady that was walking her fucking dog when I went in is coming back in. Like, she left to walk her dog when I was sitting in the car. And as I'm walking out of her house, getting into my car, she's walking back by. So I'm like, what's the likelihood of that? Boom, I hop on the freeway.
How long this take? This is like, just how long was you in there?
I probably was in there for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I wasn't in there long. I wasn't in there for longer than 40 minutes.
Wait, you gotta add that time up better, because if you got out the car, you went in. Did it instantly go down?
Yeah, it instantly went down. It instantly went down.
Okay, then you said 20 minutes.
I sat there and talked to her afterwards about 10, 15 minutes.
So no point of that she was like, so what's about to go down? Like, what was the conversation for her to
As far as what?
Like, after she just came over to get head?
Well, she wanted me to smash, but I didn't want to.
Did you talk to her about that? Like, he was like, I'm not really trying to smash.
Nah, I didn't talk to her.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like the fact that they went anyway, but I just need to know, like, the whole.
What you mean the whole thing as far as what?
Because if you just got head and you left, yeah, you definitely was going to call and be like, yo, he raped me, this, that, and the other.
No, but she wanted me to come over.
No, I know that. But then you left her hanging.
No, it wasn't. No, she wanted me to come over, but it was never a conversation of us having sex.
Oh, okay.
It was just a conversation like, yo, you got a boyfriend, a girlfriend, like, come over, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, she never said she wanted to have sex, but in my mind, I knew she. You know when a woman throws some pussy at you, like, you know. So I went over there. We just never had sex. I just got hair from her, and I was like, she was like, you know, I remember her talking about. Like, yo, I gotta cook dinner for you and some shit like that. I remember that vaguely, like dinner, something about dinner.
So at what point did you end up finding out she was gonna claim rape on you?
Nigga, let me get to the story.
Yeah, let's get there.
Welcome to Red District Live.
So I end up leaving. Boom, I'm going by this Sunday. Monday, I'm at the house chilling. Boom, 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 chilling. And I just had a weird feeling. Like, I ended up going out that night, whatever. Tuesday, I'm at work. I'm driving. I get a phone call from my job like, yo, pull over. We need to see you back in the office. I'm like, what? So this lady comes and relieves me off my bus route. And she's like, yo, the police are there. What's going on? Immediately, I already knew. Like, immediately, I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, she lied and said, I already know, like, yo, she lied and said I raped her, like, off top. So I remember calling Deshaun first, like, yo, because I think I called my mom didn't answer. So I called Deshaun, like, yo, I told him. He like, nigga, what? I'm like, yeah. He like, yo, like, we was on the phone for like, because I didn't leave immediately once I found out. Like, I sat in the car for like 10 minutes. I'm like, yo. So I was like, yo, let me go. So my mom called me, and my mom called me back, and I answered, and I told her, mind you, the drive is like going from like your house to the church, like, so it's a long drive, but it's not a long. You get what I'm saying?
It's
like,
long if you decide to drive slow.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm driving slow, and I told my mom everything what happened. I told her everything. She was like, yo, just go in there, tell them the truth, and I'm gonna pray for you. Like, my mom started praying for me over the phone. So I'm nervous as shit. Like, I'm nervous. So I pull up and my supervisor meets me at my bus. And she was like, yo, follow me. So I'm walking in, like everybody, mind you, I'm the only black kid in the company. Yeah. I'm in San Luis Obispo. Like I'm the only black dude in the company. And I'm young at that. So everybody looking at me, I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm walking through, people looking at me. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. So I get in the back in the conference room and it's the police there. Damn. It's 2 police officers and a detective and like 2 detectives and my supervisor. So they sit me down. The police officer's like, so David, I don't know if you know what you're here for, but we got a phone call from a young lady and saying that they said her name. I can't even remember her fucking name. I think it was like Dolores or some shit. And they was like, you know, she called and said that you raped her. And I'm like, what? And he was like, well, before we take any further action, which I thought was weird anyway, because they should have just came and arrested me. Yeah. So they was like, before we take any further action, we need to hear your side of the story. And I told them exactly what I told y'all. And he asked me, he was like, yo, where did you come at now? I told him I came in my hand. He was like, you didn't come on the couch or anything. I was like, there's nothing on the couch. I made sure everything was on my hand. And he was like, oh, okay. And he looked. He was like, well, I just want to let you know that, you know, she did say that you raped her and we were going to come and arrest you Monday night. But she kept switching up her story. Like she would say, she told us, she called the police. And the reason why she called the police is because the lady that was walking her dog, when I pulled off, came back and knocked on her door and asked her if she was okay. And then she lied and said that, yeah, he raped me, blah, blah, blah. And that's why the lady who was walking her dog called the police. Because they told me. Because they was like, did anybody see you? I was like, yeah, it was a lady who was walking her dog. And they was like, ah. And the detective was like, you know, we were going to come to your house Monday night to come and arrest you. But she kept switching her story. And they were on their way to my house, and his partner that was there was like, yeah, we were on our way, but we didn't have a feeling she was telling the truth. So we went back home. We went back to the office, whatever. And then later on that night, they went back to her place and asked her again, and she stuck by it. And then they came back to work the next day, which was Tuesday, and asked her again. And she was like, no. He was like, yo, we're going to go arrest him right now. We need to make sure, like, this man is going to be facing some serious prison time. We're going to do a rape kit on you and everything. Like, did he rape you? And she was like, oh, no, just reprimand him. He didn't rape me. Just reprimand him. That's why they never came to my house. God, I can call my Uncle Cris right now.
That's crazy, yo.
Yes, nigga, I'm surprised. You remember this.
I remember you calling me.
Yeah, and I don't remember this. Yeah, and that's why they never, they didn't come, because she kept switching up her story. And one of the dudes was like, yo, they white. They white. And they was like, yo, I don't believe her. One of the detectives was like, yo, I don't believe her. Like, she's lying. And she kept switching up her story. Yeah.
I remember that you told me that the police was at the job. I was like, what?
Nigga, the police was at my job ready to arrest me and all that. Yeah. And he was like, you know, I can tell you telling the truth. Because I told him everything. And he said the only reason why they came up to my job is because my dumb ass still had on my work uniform shirt. That's the only reason why they came.
This was the Berlinetta, right?
When I had the Berlinetta. Yeah. I had on my work uniform shirt. If I would have took my work, they would have never came up to my job. They would have just came to my house.
Oh, so they knew where you worked.
They knew where I worked at. Nigga. Because the lady who was walking her dog said that she seen my uniform. Yeah.
And she probably was scoping you out ahead of time, bro. Honestly, for her to be moving around like that, like she was. How long was you sitting outside?
I probably was sitting outside my car for like about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So she might have been outside already walking the dog.
Welcome to Red
when you see a car that's not especially
familiar,
using the Berlinetta. So
Berlinetta,
dog, that Camaro, bro, being out there with a 10 on it.
Yes, nigga.
Yeah, she was absolutely watching you. She probably thought that she was robbing old girl.
Old girl, yeah.
That's why I'm like, yo, like I understand what Chris Brown going through, and I agree, because it's like wasn't no consequences or repercussions on her end for lying like that.
Yeah, and it should have
been. Like my life could have been done for. Yeah. But yet she lied and got away with it, and now she living her life and everything. And you know, she used to ride my bus all the time. You know, she never rode my bus again after that.
How could she?
I mean, she can't. I mean, she shouldn't. I think that was a part of a company situation. Like, they got to sign up to ride that bus, or that's just an open
It
bus
was
for
like
anybody.
how you get on the MTA.
Oh, okay. Yo, yeah. She
Yeah.
probably
You was
ain't
on the
rock with
RTA.
that. Oh, nigga,
Yeah,
how
I was on the
can she, though?
RTA.
But how the fuck do I remember that? I don't remember this story. That's why I'm bugging the fuck
Well, you don't remember what?
Like, he didn't. I don't remember him going into full detail, but I do remember him calling me saying the cops is up here, up at my job.
Nigga, we was all on three-way.
I remember him saying cops was at the job, but and the lady was saying rape on him, and I remember it was a white lady. He never called me. I wish he would have called me before that, because I would have told him not to go.
I found fucking with white women now because of that. Yeah,
And I ain't even. Again, I'm not gonna be like, but you gotta be skeptical, especially when they actually do some certain coming to their house.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be like,
Nah, I'm good.
we can talk to each other at work.
Yeah.
How you doing on the regular? But when it's some, because it's like you don't know what
And
motives.
that's fucked up. Like
Or-
that woman did that to Cris, bro. Like, that's why I be understanding what some of these dudes be going and how these females be lying.
They
like,
motives be
grinding.
or if you don't do what they want you to do, then it goes another
it
way.
goes sideways.
Everybody ain't for the best.
And I didn't believe that. I didn't believe that off top when I heard that. Like with Cris, like that don't seem like his type of like his MO. Like
Cris ain't like he learned from the Rihanna.
I think he really learned from the Rihanna
coming
shit.
back from the struggle. You ain't just you know. What I'm
You
saying,
ain't ready to
man.
throw your career away
No.
like that. Like nah.
Lose
Nah.
your daughter like that. No,
Nah,
man,
you already
come
know
on,
he be
man.
going through back and forth with his daughter. Like that shit ain't cool. Like I didn't understand that, but I understand what Remy's saying, being supportive of him by wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
Because like you know, especially her being a woman too. Like you know, helping him and standing up with him. Like
Because they understand that it's
commend
some
that.
people, it's some women out there that screaming
that's-
false
these women
allegations.
are foul,
Yeah.
dog.
And it's not fair that we get in so much trouble, but then when it comes out that they lying, then it's a slap on the wrist. It's like, dang, like
My whole career, this man whole
Yeah.
career.
She didn't get no fine. She didn't get
nothing. Like you,
You
just
know what
sit
I would
there-
do if I was Chris Brown? I'll be like, all right, look, I'm gonna sue you, and I'll take that back and forth because now I'm suing you for defamation of character, or you can go on these major platforms, sign a look. I won't sue you, but go on the Breakfast Club, go on Wendy Williams, and go on Good Morning America, and let these people know why you did what you did, or I could just sue you and seize all until you pay me your money. We'll seize whatever little paycheck you get until you pay me up. Or you could just go in here and be like, yo, I lied on this man. Come out and speak out.
Yeah.
Like, come out and speak out. Like, no, you're going to do this or you're going to get sued. So, however you want to do it.
How you're saying it's like it's up to Chris Brown to get the consequences, to impose the consequences
Exactly.
and repercussions in that situation. Because the police obviously ain't going to.
But it don't
They
seem
not.
like stuff goes the male's way sometimes. Let's be honest about it. It don't seem like it goes the male way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Like, it's not in our favor.
It's never
it's
in
not.
our
It
favor.
don't seem like it's. Gonna
That's
be
why
in
I'm
our
saying, like,
favor.
that's the route I would take if I was Chris.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get my lawyer and be like, all right, look, let's do this. And if she don't want to, if she's willing to go and take the route that I'm willing to take, as far as going on these major platforms and speaking on it and saying like, yo, I lied, I apologize, this is why I lied and I was wrong, then we good money.
Yeah.
We good. Once you go on there and do it and clear my name, you speak on it, I applaud you for that.
Because you took it out to public. I mean, you put it in the public.
You public
I
in
get
the
that.
public eye. Now
Yeah.
you gotta go out back to the public eye and say, look, I was wrong.
No, that's honestly, bro. That's like something that's commendable. That's something that Chris Brown ain't thinking of. I can say that now. He probably just kept it pushing.
Yeah, he probably just happy it's behind him.
Yeah, because it's like
He was low key for like almost a year or so.
he been low key making hits.
Like that was the first time out the
Red
crib
District
and in a while. The
Line.
first time I seen Chris out the crib in a while when he went to Paris.
Yeah.
He
I don't-
just because of his past. That man gotta look over his shoulder all the
Yeah,
time.
you gotta
now,
move a
man.
certain way.
He gotta move a certain way. It's sad. That's where it is. It's sad. And you know what? It can happen to anybody. Even though, you know what I'm saying, he has a past, it can happen to the person that ain't got a past. But it's just like, come on, man. Like, at some point, like, yo, you just throwing out these allegations, y'all really messing up somebody's life. Like,
Yeah,
period.
that's real shit. That's real
Like,
shit.
while you out here free and doing your thing and then putting this out there, that man got to either deal with jail time and trying to
Losing
see his daughter do,
like,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
This is
Like,
too much. That's cornball shit. Now, speaking of cornball shit,